his foot in. The 50th for Ohtani. He's in a world of his own. Back it goes. Gone! Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. The greatest day in baseball history.
So on a morning filled with huge names, there's no question Shohei Ohtani stands above them all. More perspective on yesterday. He has already set a Dodgers record for home runs in a season. His 51 tied with Cecil Fielder for the fourth most played by any player in their first season playing with a team in baseball history. You see the names on this screen. They speak for themselves. And that is with what may very well have been the greatest individual performance that any player has ever had on any day in American sports. Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers visiting the Marlins, top of one, no score. We're just getting started. That one might be, it could be, it isn't. It's a double that's going to go off the wall. Ohtani at second, and later in the inning, he's still at second, and then all of a sudden, he isn't at second anymore. He's going to take off for third and steal his 50th base of the year. Dan, it's a close. Look at that nice slide.
It's a good throw, and the tag just missed it. I mean, Shohei's got some Jedi mind tricks going on. He's making people miss tags and stuff.
He would add another steal later in the game. Now, to the sixth inning we go. Dodgers are up 7-3. He's got the 50 steals. So the question is, can he hit two more home runs this year to create the 50-50 club? There's his 49th. That's in the sixth. It gives the Dodgers a 9-3 lead. And then in the seventh, the history-making moment, Joe Davis on the call.
On a 1-2, Ohtani sends one in the air. The other way. Back it goes. Gone! One-of-a-kind player. One-of-a-kind season. Shohei Ohtani starts the 50-50 club. 19-20.
Why are you pitching to the man?
Oh,
He hasn't missed the ball. You're throwing meatballs out there to him.
Now, wait a minute. You think he was done? Think again.
We all are watching this guy. Oh my gosh! Shohei Ohtani, the greatest day in baseball history. There's the cliche that you never know what you're going to see when you go to the park. You got to change that cliche from now on. There's one thing you know you'll never see: what you saw today. This is not.
All right, so the Dodgers will win this game 20-4. Oh, by the way, they clinched a playoff spot along the way. Ohtani was 6 for 6 with 3 home runs, 10 ribs, and 2 steals.
Yeah.
It is an unprecedentedly spectacular day, and it comes on the day that he creates the 50-50 club in baseball history. Buster Olney was with us earlier. He called it the greatest day and greatest season in baseball history. Jess Mendoza and Jeff Passan will join us in this hour to discuss. I don't think I've ever heard a play-by-play call just start with, oh my God, but it really seemed like the only way to sum up what might have been the greatest day any player ever had. Ohtani, 10 RBIs, most by a leadoff batter since that became an official statistic in 1920. 5 extra base hits, tied for the most in any game since 1901. And as mentioned repeatedly, he created the 50-50 club yesterday. So we had Buster earlier, and we have Jess Mendoza and Jeff Passan here to try and put into some perspective what we saw yesterday. Jeff, I'll start with you. Did he have the best day in the history of baseball yesterday?
The thing about us baseball nerds, Greeny, is that we revere particular games. And I have looked at Shawn Green's 6 for 6, 4 home run, 19 total base game as the greatest individual game in baseball history. And you could argue it's still better than Ohtani's because Ohtani had only 3 home runs, and one of them came off of a position player. But you add the steals, he had 2 stolen bases, and you add the context and gravity of the moment, where he is not only becoming the single-season home run leader for the Los Angeles Dodgers, one of the most storied franchises in all of baseball, but starting the 50-50 club. Yes, that was the greatest single performance I personally have ever seen in a regular season Major League Baseball game.
Jessica, you've put together some tape. I mean, show us how this unicorn is doing what he's doing.
Being around Shohei most of the season, one of the things about him is his particularness and emphasis on hitting a variety of pitches. And I nerded out on, yes, six hits, three of them home runs. But when you think about the variance of pitches, okay, so he takes a changeup. This is his first double, Greeny. So him being able to get around this pitch, all right, so he gets this all the way to the wall, off the wall. This is a home run by like 4 feet. And by the way, he's a little bit out front on his front foot. So that's the first hit. Then his next double. Okay, so this is 95 off the hands. Look at the pitch location. Up and in. And this is Shohei to a T, the strength that he has. Now, slider down low. This is at the knees. This is the first home run of the game, and he absolutely annihilates this pitch. And when you think about the pitch that he hit before and then, this one is my favorite. Knuckle curveball, and look at where he hits it. I mean, the power that he has opposite field. So we're talking slider, fastball, curveball, the changeup. I mean, yes, all of the hits that he had, Greeny, but the fact that there was so many different kinds of pitches that he did shows you the type of hitter he is to be able to hit just about anything.
Well, look, I mean, we're hearing from a lot of the GOATs. And Jessica, I mean, quite frankly, you fit in that category. And by the way, your bling is one of the great flexes I've ever seen in my entire life. But you are, most people would acknowledge you're the greatest player in the history of your sport. Is he the best player you've ever seen? Accomplishments are accomplishments. As you watch him, is he the best player you've ever seen?
Yes, and it's about how he goes about his day. I mean, it's literally ridiculous when you look at the variance of all of the things, Greeny, that he does. And Passan just hit on this. Yes, the stolen bases. By the way, can we just mention the fact that this guy pitches? I mean, like, this is where we're forgetting. And oh, by the way, we will see him, I believe, pitch in October. Like, just mind blown at this point of all the things that this player can do. But being around him, it is unbelievable what he does, the emphasis, and honestly, all the greats that are around him in that lineup and how they look to him being like, he's a whole nother level.
You know, when you said that out loud, I can see Hembo. He just fell out of his chair, I think, and passed out. Jeff, is there a possibility, because I can't get a straight answer, do we expect to see Ohtani pitch in the playoffs this year?
Expect? No. But I will say this, Greeny. I got some video from a scout a couple days ago from one of Ohtani's most recent bullpen sessions. And in this video, I had to slow it down to take a look. And I was like, is he throwing a splitter? Is he throwing a slider? Is he putting his wide array of pitches to use already? And the answer is yes. So while I'm not going to say that Shohei Ohtani will pitch in October, he's sure acting like a guy who wants to pitch in October. And we can't forget, this is somebody who is going to be under contract, Greeny, for another 9 years. So the Dodgers aren't going to put the postseason in 2024 ahead of his health long term. But I thought it was a really nice touch for everything to go down yesterday, because yesterday, Greeny, was the 1-year anniversary of Shohei Ohtani undergoing reconstructive elbow surgery. And he just so happened on that anniversary to have the best game any of us have ever seen.
Yeah, look, I mean, and let's put some finishing touches on this here. Think about the year he had. Think about where this year began. Think about all of the controversy before the season began with his best friend and all the money and all the things that have happened. Jeff, you're a sports writer and one of the best ones around. How do you write the story? What's the lead line right now on the story of the season, the 50-50 season that Shohei Ohtani has had?
The player who has made a career out of doing impossible things has once again managed to surprise us and take down a bunch of things that we never believed could happen in Major League Baseball.
And quickly, Jess, does he cap it with a World Series? As they go into this postseason, and we understand baseball more than ever has a randomness, do you see them finishing this thing up with him on the biggest stage?
Greeny, I'm going to stick with what I started. I mean, I hit some helmets and blew up some stuff when we started this season with the Dodgers winning it all. And yes, there's a whole conversation there on what kind of team they have now versus then. But yes, this would be the picture-perfect ending of a story for Shohei Ohtani to have that ring at the very end of the year.
Guys, you are the best on a day where we're talking about the best. Thank you, Jeff Passan, Jess Mendoza. Sunday night, we got baseball coming your way. Big-time playoff implications as the Phillies play the Mets, 7 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes, and ESPN radio. Coverage starts at 6 on ESPN2 with baseball tonight.